Hey guys, I'm back with another ACT math video. I've selected these particular problems off of the December 2021 exam, specifically questions that the majority of students I have worked with in the past seem to struggle with the most. And keeping that in mind, if you're using this exam to practice with, maybe one of these questions will be the ones you need help with. And also, that aligns with one of our purposes, is to try to find young adults who don't have any help whatsoever outside of school. And if you know any of those people, we could team up and we could both help them by having you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you would do that for us, that would be absolutely appreciated. Okay, with that, let's not waste any more of your time and let's get moving to the first question. Okay, the first question is, looks like a circle question. Just by scanning the answer choices, which of the following is an equation of the circle whose center is at 4, -3 with a radius of 5. The first thing that you really need to be aware of is the equation. Let me get my pen set up here. First thing, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. The h and the k values come together to make the center of the circle. So they told us what the center is, 4, 3. So we can rewrite this 4, -3. We can rewrite this equation by saying x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 5 squared. Now, the reason why I changed the sign associated here with our y and our k is because the 3 is negative. So when you have a -3 and a negative sign already there, that makes it positive. So be very careful about that. A lot of people make mistakes right there. Okay, so we can finish this up real easy. X minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 25. Now, which one does that yield in our answer choices? That should be G, I think. X minus 4 and y plus 3. Yeah, answer choice G. All right, let's move on. Okay, so we got a few triangles here. It wants to know what is EG in centimeters. And they tell us D is 30, EF is 20. And you can also understand or assume that G is 90 degrees in those triangles. So let's do this. I'm going to make this triangle like this. Okay, so this is D, this is E, this is F. Now I drew it without EG in there. We know this angle over here is 30. Now, this angle here, E, is 90 degrees. So that means F is 60 degrees. So we got a 30, 60, 90 triangle right there, a big one. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to redraw this thing. into two triangles. So D, E, and G. So there's a 90-degree angle there. 30-degree angle here. This is D. This is G. This is E. Now, I'm going to do this. Split it up. We know this is 20. So we know this is 90 degrees here. Now, we know angle F over here is 60. So that implies up here at E, it's 30. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And we're going to leverage that to help us. Now remember, I'm going to draw this down here to give us some more room to work. Make it a little bit larger. This is G. This is E. This is F. You know this side is 20. I think it's centimeters. Yeah, centimeters. Now it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. With that being said, angle E is the 30-degree angle. So the side opposite that 30 degrees is called X. Now F is 60 degrees. So that's going to be called X square root of 3. And then EF is going to be 2X. Now those are our special triangle lengths. Now we can figure out what X is. And if we figure out what X is, we can figure out the length of EG. So we're going to use the 20 centimeters over here to figure out what X is. We're going to say 2X is equal to 20 centimeters. X is going to be equal to 20 divided by 2, or 10. So we know X is 10. So therefore, we can substitute 10 into our X. And we get 10 square root of 3. And that's going to be answer choice B. So EG is 10 square root of 3. Answer choice B. Just a word of advice. Also, make sure you know the 45, 45, 90 triangle side lengths. It's a special triangle. All right. Okay. So they want to know which of the following is closest to the degree measure of angle C. So we're looking for C. I'm going to change my pen color, make it red. And I'm going to write on the figure here. So we know that AC makes an angle here of 30 degrees. And we know right here where AB crosses our protractor is roughly right about 65 right there. So 65 minus 30 makes this inside angle 35. You got a 90-degree angle there. Now we're going to use this to get to angle C. Let me get my white pen. Okay, so 90 and 35, right? 90 and 35. 90 and 35 produce 125. Now take the 180 degrees that we have in a triangle and subtract the 125 degrees. And when we do that, we get, let's see, a 7. So we get a 5, 55 degrees. Okay, now notice they use the word, let me underline this for you, closest, right here. So they know we're not going to get an exact number. So the answer that's closest to 55 would be 54. And that's going to be answer choice D, as in dog. All righty. Next question. Oh, yeah. People just kind of freeze when they get some letters associated the way they are here in this proportion. But you still work with it the same way. So we got 4x minus y over x plus y is equal to 5/2. Well, you just simply cross multiply and divide. So we're going to say 2 times 4x minus y is equal to 5 times x plus y. We're trying to get this into the format of x over y. So let's get rid of these parentheses. 2 times 4 is 8x. 2 times negative y is negative 2y. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times y is plus 5y. That's our second step. Now let's get all of our like terms on the same side. So the third step, 8x, I'm going to subtract the 5x over. And then I'm going to move my 2y to the right side. 5y plus 2y. Now 5y and 2y is 7y. 8x minus 5x is 3x. Now we want to get this oriented into the form of x over y. Well, okay, that's fine. We can do that. We can divide by y. And we're going to get 3 times x over y. And that's equal to 7. Now I need x over y. So the last step is I'm going to divide by 3. So x over y is equal to 7 over 3. And that's going to give us answer choice H. All righty, let's move on. What is the amplitude of the function of y is equal to 3 times the sine of x? Okay, so you need to know the parent sine function. And that's easy. I'll just give you some basic information. The parent sine function starts at the origin, comes back to the x-axis 360 degrees later. But the parent is always +1 in amplitude and -1 in amplitude. Now notice our equation says y is equal to 3 times the sine of x. So this 3 is going to make our amplitude stretch to 3. And so our answer choice is going to be G. All right. For all non-zero values of W, which of the following expressions is equivalent to adding those two together? Well, we're adding two fractions together, right? So number one, we got to get common denominators between the two. So we got 4 over W plus 2 over W squared. Well, 2 over W squared, so it's implying that we need a W squared in the fraction with 4 over W. So we're going to multiply 4 over W by W over W. All right, so W times W is W squared, and we get 4W in the numerator. Now we can rewrite this to say 4W plus 2 over W squared. And that's going to give us answer choice B, B as in boy, B as in boy. There you go. It's just basic mathematics. Sometimes people get rusty. Okay, so this one. It's a log problem. Well, you know, logs are easy, just convert them to exponentials. So for positive x integers, x and y, where x is less than 8, the log base 8x of 8 is equal to y. The log base x of 8 is equal to y. We want to know what y is. Okay, let's rewrite this as an exponential. So we're going to say x raised to the y power is equal to 8. Now, we also know that x has got to be less than 8. So what number can we raise to a power to get 8? Well, we can say 2 cubed is going to be equal to 8, because that's 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So that works. So therefore, y is going to be 3. And that's going to give us answer choice H. Anytime you see the logs on the ACT or the SAT, just stop and think, how do I convert them to exponentials? And that'll give you something to think about and to work on instead of just freeze up. Okay, got a couple more. So, okay, for all positive integers x, which of the following expression is equivalent to x raised to the 1/4 times x raised to the 1/6? All right, so first of all, x raised to the 1/4 power times x raised to the 1/6 power. We're multiplying. And when we multiply, that means we've got to add our exponentials together. So we got to get a common denominator between the two. And the common denominator between the two is going to be a 12. We had to multiply 4 by 3 to get 12. So we're going to have to multiply 3 by 1. So we're going to get 3 over 12. So that's going to be x to the 3/12 times. We multiply 6 by 2 to get 12. So we're going to multiply 2 by 1 over 2/12. So x raised to the 2/12. Now you can add these exponents together. And we're going to get x raised to the 5/12. Now notice all of our answers are in radical formation. So we're going to convert our exponential to a radical. And when we do that, the numerator stays with the x. And we take the denominator, 12, and put on the outside of the radical. So we're looking for the 12th root of x to the 5th. And that's going to give us answer choice J. All right, next one. Okay. Many of you need to know the law of cosines here. A lot of the times the law of cosines is written in a note, the standard formula. But in this case, they've got all your answer choices listed in that format. Now it says the sides of an acute triangle measure 17, 16, and 15. Okay. The measure of the smallest angle of the triangle is a solution for angle A. To which of the following questions? To which of the following questions? Okay. So, just to kind of help you out, let's just draw a triangle. I'm going to call this C. I'm going to call this A. And I'm going to call this B. So here's our right angle in our triangle. Now, that means this side over here is little b. This side here is lowercase c. And this side over here is lowercase a. We can make our triangle from this fashion: 15, 16, and then what's the other number? 17. Now, the law of cosines, we're looking for for a solution for A. Okay, so we're going to write the law of cosines for A. A squared is going to be equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2 B times C times the cosine of the angle A. Now, they didn't give us any numbers for the angles. Now we're just going to substitute our numbers into the equation. So A is 15 squared. B is 16 squared. C is 17 squared. 2 times 16 times C of 17 times the cosine of A. Now, they didn't make us do any calculations. They just wanted to see if we could fill in the equation. So which equation here matches what we have? 15 squared and then 16 squared plus 17 squared minus 2 times 16 times 17 cosine of A. That's going to be answer choice 16 squared K. Okay, that's the last question that I had on this list that a lot of the students struggled with. Make sure you're familiar with the law of cosines, and also make sure you're familiar with the law of sines. Most of the time on the test, they put both of those within the question as a note. But it's best that you memorize them so that you can put them to use. Now, with that, for all of you guys that are out there preparing for the ACT or even the SAT, it's coming up here in the next few days in February. I wish you all the best. And I hope that you do well and that you only have to take it one time so you can go on with the rest of your life. And when you go into your senior year of high school, you won't have to worry about this. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because we're trying to reach those young adults that don't have any help after school. And I would appreciate your help with that. Have a great day.